There are so many obstacles we come up against when we seek to transform ourselves and create a life that we actually want and choose. And there are a lot of things kind of that have been used against us to keep us from getting there. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the single most disempowering aspect that keeps you and anyone trapped in survival, panic, terror, fear, and disempowerment, and what you can do to get yourself out of it. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a couple little tips on how to really implement this. My name is Adam. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, I just want to let you know I'm doing a few free breakthrough calls. There's a link pinned in the comment section below. A breakthrough call is a 30-minute call where I get on Zoom with you and we just go over what it is that you're looking to create in your life and why this isn't happening. So where are you stuck? Where are you blocked? You know, what traumas or fears or beliefs are coming up, and then I help you to troubleshoot some different potential options so that you can get on your way to the life that you were meant to live. Every single one of us is on some level sort of confused or has been confused about what it is that we really want. We decide, oh, I want to get married, or I want a lot of money, or I want a new house. And I'm not saying those things aren't somewhat what we want. They are expressions of what we want. But there's a deeper thing that all of us want, everybody on a spiritual awakening journey is looking for. And this is freedom. It's sovereignty. It's getting out of being forced to do things with yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your time that you don't want to be doing. Because essentially, that's what the system is. It kind of hijacks our lives, pulls us into this survival mechanism. People run themselves ragged for decades and then they die. That's how many people spend their lives. It's how a lot of us have spent our past, and we're looking to shift that. So you want love, of course, in the form of a partnership. You want a lot of money, you want all that, yes, but underneath that, what you want is freedom. And freedom definitely is supported by those things. It's hard to be completely free in this reality without any money, but it's not contingent upon them. You want to become your own true sovereign self from deep within every cell of your being, so that you can choose and decide what it is that you do with your time here. That is the truth for everyone. I can speak for everyone when I say that, because it's what every spiritual being wants, is freedom, just to be who they actually are. That will express itself in many different ways. We'll have different preferences, different pathways. We're all different and unique, of course, but underneath the surface, that is what we're looking for. Now, the single most disempowering thing that was ever done on this planet was taking away people's ability and paralyzing their ability and demonizing their ability to process their own experiences. If you look at, because trauma essentially is, a schism, a pain, something that happened in our past, and it's still with us. Now, it wouldn't be such a problem if we were taught how to process our own experiences, but we weren't. And there are major consequences of this, and I'm going to be getting to that in a minute. A lot of our parents, grandparents grew up in a time where this wasn't even a thing. There wasn't any time to do that. My last name's Miller. So I probably come from a bunch of people that lived for 30 or 40 years back in the day and went to a mill and just grinded shit all day long and, slept for a day or two, recovered their energy and went back into the mill. They didn't sit around and like learn what they were feeling or thinking or thought about what they wanted to do. It wasn't an option. A lot of our ancestors went to war. There wasn't time in the middle of a war to like have a healing and drum circle and be like, hey Bob, how you feeling today? Incoming! Like you didn't have the time to do that stuff. We do now. But what happened because this power, this ability was taken from us, and I would suggest it's the only power and ability that we have. What happened is we all now have a deep fear and resistance to processing our experiences, which leaves us in complete and utter powerlessness, because there is no other thing. We looked for saviors, we looked to Jesus, we looked to Moses, to Muhammad to save us. But that was never the intended message that any of them had. The message was, Jesus' message anyway, was you have all the power within you to be like me. But in order to be like him, you have to be whole, healed, and healthy, or on your way to, you already are that, but you need to know that. And in order to do that, you have to learn how to process your experience. But because we're so used to living in trauma, because we're so used to, if there's a pain when we were children, we didn't know what to do with it. So we just became helpless and powerless and dissociated. And so now anytime we feel any negative emotion, we don't want to feel it. It's not because the negative emotion is a problem. It's because we don't know what to do with it. We weren't taught. And so we all have this programming still. So many people are looking for a coach or a healer to basically just fix them up and clean them up so they can go create the life that they want. It doesn't work that way. You have the power to do it yourself. The best thing any coach or healer can teach anybody is how to process their own experiences, because then you're not dependent on a coach, a healer, a savior, a prophet to get you out of where you are. We just became so afraid because we didn't know what to do. Imagine if any time you felt a trigger or a trauma, instead of going into like, I gotta check out, I gotta fucking shoot smack, I gotta watch Netflix, I gotta scroll on social media because I don't know what to do with it. I can't emphasize how important that is. The reason we run from those feelings is because we don't know there's a resolution to them. Imagine if every time you got triggered, you actually got excited a little bit, because you had such an experience of, oh my God, I got triggered. There's a reason that I got triggered. And when I look like a detective within myself, within how my nervous system is functioning, what it is that I'm believing, what it is that I'm feeling, and I take this thing apart, it won't bother me anymore, and I can level up and expand as a result, and I will gain more power. The most power you gain is from learning to process your own experiences, which means your thoughts, your feelings, your nervous system reactions, past lives, whatever. Whatever you're chasing, you will not be happy if you get it, if you don't learn this, because all it's going to do is trigger more internal reactions that you're afraid of and then want to run away from. Everyone thinks they want to be famous. They don't understand, like, they want to be famous mostly, and I did too, because we feel like we're not good enough, and so we believe that if we get famous, we're going to be more loved. But the truth is, if you get famous, that not being worth enough is going to be amplified times 400 trillion%, because you have all these people looking at you that don't actually care about you. They only like you because you're on top or you can offer them something, and you feel that. I've listened to many different sort of sensitive people talk about fame and how like disheartening it was to like be like a commodity. We think we want that, but when we get up higher, there's going to be more to process. The most empowering thing anyone can do is find what's bothering them and learn how to take it apart and evolve as a result of it. That is what creates manifestation. That healing and understanding yourself is what manifests everything. You don't need sometimes you do, but like, it's not about getting a money coach or a relationship coach. Those things are important, but all that they would do is take you into the root of your own experiential processing system and show you how to work it, because then you don't need anyone. I mean, we need people, we need support and love, but you don't depend on anyone in a helpless way. You have your power. That's how you get your sovereignty. That's what you and everyone is looking for, and it's possible. Just understand that the reason it's so scary to do the work on yourself was because you were never taught how. And so there's a collective fear of it, because none of us were taught how. And we were all programmed to believe that someone else would do it for us. You don't want someone else to do it for you, because you know how powerful you would be when you can do it. And then you can create whatever you want. Anyway, so something that what are a couple things that you can do to start learning to process your own experiences? One, commit to it. Know that there are so many people out there. It's not, no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save you in the way that they're going to do it for you, but there's plenty of people that will love and support you. You're not all alone. And also you can learn how to process your own experiences and get yourself out of whatever space you're in. Commit and know that that's the most important thing you can do for yourself. Begin to monitor what you think, what you feel, what triggers those things, what your behaviors are. If you don't like something about your reality, look at the pattern within you that's mirroring that to yourself. Sit with your emotions a little bit. Give space to feel them. There's something that I've been doing lately with fear that I actually saw on a YouTube channel. When we're unconscious of fear, it runs our life. And so what we do is we try to ignore it. We try to escape from fear. When you actually sit with your body and in your nervous system, and you ask the fear what its message is, and you sit there and you give it space, it starts to see you as a safe person. And so it doesn't need to yell at you so much and wreak havoc in your life, because you're actually turning the fear into love, because it's just an energy, by accepting it. And it gets less and less and less. It doesn't rule you anymore, because you're integrating it and you're becoming friends with it. You want to do this with every single quote unquote negative feeling, emotion, etc. that you have. It will change your life. And there's no way around this. If you don't learn to process your own experiences, you will continue to be a victim to your thoughts, emotions, and reality. You're not a victim, but you will be, because on some level you're choosing to be. And again, what I said before is the fear is that you can't learn how to do it, or it's too difficult. It's everybody's birthright. That's what every soul is here to do, to learn. That's how you learn. You come here to have experiences, and if you don't process your own experiences, you have this backlog of trauma and shit and monkey wrenches in your energy and your mind and your emotions that rule your life. It's like Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life, and you'll call it fate. You're here to learn how to do that. Everything you want in the reality, everything is a result of learning that first. It's the most important thing anyone can do. I feel like they just need to see and understand the power in doing that. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video. My name is Adam. Thank you so much for watching. I have a really awesome ebook I'm coming out with very shortly called How to Drastically Change the Course of Your Life. Other than that, I always appreciate everybody watching my videos, and I'll see you next time.